I went on a secret vacation, and this is what happened when I was gone. You guys remember my Amazonian milk frogs? They are absolutely amazing frogs. Well, guess what? While I was gone, so many things happened. But one of the most exciting things, of course, was my Amazonian milk frogs laid eggs and actually hatched tadpoles. Now, we actually left a couple tadpoles in the water to see if they'll metamorphose in here. But we took the majority of them out, and I haven't even seen them yet. I'm excited to see these tadpoles. I have no idea how many we even have. Oh my gosh, there's a ton of them. Oh my God, they are so cute. Oh, this is amazing. So, do you know how many?
You want to count them?
I don't think I could count them. This is a great way to set them up, right? I mean, basically, we just have water, a bubble filter, plants, and is that what they eat?
They can eat, I think, some of the plant, but they're going to eat mostly like the algae. So I've got this stick in here, got algae in it, and then we also got an algae wafer.
Wafers, exactly.
They'll also eat fish food, so we could do like fish flakes.
This is so exciting, guys. I have never actually hatched out tadpoles before in my entire life. I've got a little story for you guys. When I was a kid, literally like 5 years old, I used to go into the woods where I used to catch snakes all the time. There was these standing water that had hundreds of thousands of little frogs. They were actually toad tadpoles, and they were about this size. And I used to just take a bunch of them in a bucket and take them home. Believe it or not, it was in my wagon. I used to put a garbage bag, a little bit of dirt on this side, and I would fill it up with enough water, put all the tadpoles in there, and I would take care of them, see them metamorphose, and eventually they would get onto the land and then jump away. I did that every single summer. So having tadpoles again after all those years is amazing. You remember the mossy frogs laid eggs, but they never hatched. So these are just absolutely a super surprise, and hopefully with any luck they'll live, they'll metamorphose, and we'll have some baby milk frogs here in just a couple months. Oh gosh, it got me bit. As if there wasn't enough crazy stuff that's going on when I was gone. Really cool stuff. You guys know my viper boas, and I love them to death. They're a little bit feisty. Well, guess what? One of them had babies, and here they are, little baby viper boas. These are actually a live-bearing snake from Indonesia, from the Candoia genus. Now, we actually had baby viper boas a couple years ago, but it actually came in gravid. So this is the very first time that we actually bred and produced captive viper boas in my entire career. I had mentioned that the first live-bearing snake I ever produced, which was actually similar to this, was called a Solomon Island boa. These are a Candoia asper, and the Solomon Island boas are Candoia carionata. The thing is, these are much shorter and more just kind of awesome. It is so cool to have 4 little baby viper boas. Now, they can have up to like 10 or 12 babies in a litter. Having 4 is a pretty small litter, but I'm not complaining. Look at the color and pattern on these animals, and because the ones we have are really high colored, when this gets older, it's probably gonna get lots of oranges and reds in them. Unbelievable. Again, so many exciting things. My texts were getting blown up while I was gone, like all the cool stuff. I'm like,
why did I take a vacation on this particular week?
but it's just cool to come back and see it all.
Yeah, boy. Better watch out.
Remember, Jessica was actually doing the little baby frill dragons enclosure when we left? Well, it is completely done, and it looks absolutely amazing. She's so incredibly talented when it comes to this stuff. And she's gonna be doing all the theming in the new place, which is gonna be incredible. But gosh, these guys are loving it. You can tell they've got so much more room. Look at this little guy back here. Hey, buddy, what's going on? I love when animals get enclosure upgrades because they look good, and when they look this good, I'm even more excited about it. I tell you, it is great to be back.
I was watering the plant the other day, and I noticed that the chihuahuas laid 2 eggs.
I tell you what, everything was breeding when I was gone. It's crazy. Now, where are the eggs now? Still in there?
No, Jessica actually took
Let's
them
go
out.
see Jessica again. And so, Jessica, you ended up getting eggs from our chihuahuas on display. This is cool. And of course, this is the first chihuahua gecko we ever hatched out. How old is this one now?
About 3 months old.
About 3 months old. So it's pretty cool that, does this one come from the same group?
Yeah, it's from the 2 that are on display over there.
Oh, so I didn't even realize they had already had
It's
eggs.
gonna be
So
nice
cool.
and red. Look at all that orange that's on
Oh my gosh. So this is awesome. So more chewies on the way.
Wonder if you could make eye contact with me. Oh my god! You're darker than my brother!
Your brother.
My brother is light skinned. You are darker than him. Oh my
Are we like twins?
You're darker than the box! Wow, you look great. You look like you had a good time.
And thankfully, while I was gone, we redid the alligator enclosure, salt and peppers enclosure. It is not leaking, which is great, meaning the fix worked, but we had some problems with the seaming. Actually wasn't dry when we filled it up, and then there was a bunch of problems with that. We drained it out, we redid it, and there is a little bit of settlement that's coming up, but we hope that here in the next week or so, that'll calm down, and the water will go back to being crystal clear, and this enclosure will finally be done. Keeping in mind, salt and pepper are only gonna be in here until we're ready across the street, and then they're gonna get a giant new enclosure. Speaking of across the street, the work didn't stop when I was gone, and I hear they're almost done with the demo. Let's check it out. By the way, hey Diddy, how you doing, bud?
1, 2, 3.
All those little dots are
Frogs? Little tadpoles? No.
So I can definitely hear a lot's going on, and there's a wall going up here, which I have no idea what this is about. And I know that they have to move the fish tanks, because I got a text saying, hey, we need to move the fish tank to do the last thing. So it's kind of wild. So I'm like thinking, why is there a wall here?
And then they say, you'll never be able to build a wall.
Because that makes no sense. Definitely wasn't a wall here before, and we're not going to have a wall here for now.
Well, this is going to be a high wall.
So I'm going to have to figure that out. It looks like the rest of the place is pretty much demoed. The fish tanks did get moved. We're okay there. Well, I don't know. I really don't know why there's a wall there.
The wall is 13,000 miles long.
I know they took all the steel down, but why would they need a wall?
There's going to be a very serious wall.
Like the rest of the place is completely demoed. Still a little bit of dirt to clean up. For the most part, it looks like the fish tanks made it, which is good. I don't know what. Building like a box over here now.
We have all of the materials. We can do that so beautifully.
Why? Let's go find out. So what's the wall about?
So when we knock that down, we can get the heat in.
So what's the box for? What? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
We've got to put a foundation underneath that column.
Oh, so this is where the column goes. All right, so I found out the deal with the wall. Basically what it is that we're going to be tearing out that front wall. They wanted to kind of keep the weather out, right? Because it's cold outside, could potential snow. So they built a temporary wall here that basically just going to keep the weather out when we blow that wall out, so that we can build this new foundational wall. And then over here, that little bump out, that's where the actual foundation is going to be poured into the ground with that column. Now we are going to be busting this wall out later as well, but apparently we're not worried about that right now. I think we're going to do it in sections where it'd be this wall and then that wall separately. I'd say within 2 or 3 days they're going to be completely done with the demo, and then we can start construction, which is freaking awesome.
I mean, there's no way we're gonna be able to fit the stuff in here. This is.
I don't know.
Does it look smaller to you?
No, I think it's bigger.
Does it look smaller to you?
I know what you mean. It looks smaller from an eye perspective, and then you like look at it.
Now that all the stuff's down, it just looks smaller.
Is he okay? Do you think he's okay?
Maybe he's sad.
It kind of looks like it.
The reason we had to come by the aquarium house, there's a million things to do, but the one thing that was really important was that the waterfall is barely trickling. Remember how much water came out? Now, I'm thinking it's actually just that the overflow of the reservoir is just not filled up or it evaporated type of thing, so I have to get in there. But now the problem is to be able to put a ladder on the inside and outside. Can't do that now with all the rocks and stuff like that, so I bought this boat ladder that I have to put together, and then what I'll do is I'll actually wrap the ends with cloth so it doesn't scrape up the acrylic, and I'll hang this boat ladder on the inside here. That way I can climb up here, climb there, not actually have to mess up anything. I can step on these rocks right here, fill up the reservoir from here if it is actually just the reservoir. If it's low, all I have to do is fill it up. Now all I have to do is put some towels around here and tape them up so that we don't scratch up the acrylic when we're actually climbing into the aquarium. The maiden voyage. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Okay, I mean, getting in, it's probably gonna work. Getting out, I hope isn't gonna be horrible. I can hear the pump running pretty fast, which tells me that it's probably low on water. We made it! Yeah, there's literally like this much water in there. You can hear the pump just working, trying to suck the water. So, Jay, can you do me a favor? Turn the water on. You can already see that the pump kind of calmed down. More water is coming out. So this is a 125-gallon reservoir right now. There was probably maybe 20 gallons of water in it. When we filled it up at first, I thought we filled it up all the way, but Ed actually told me that we only filled it like halfway up just to get the pump actually moving. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it all the way up, and hopefully we only have to refill maybe every month or something on that line. We actually have an automatic fill during the summertime. Just during the winter, because the line is outside, it would freeze and it'd be a problem. So I won't have to do this very often, but at least now I know how to do it, and this ladder worked out perfect. Easy fix, pretty cool. And my ladder worked perfect. Had to come back to the aquarium because I had to meet with my contractor on a whole bunch of issues.
Back one's out there, and then you've got column here, column here, column here. So if you want a clear sight,
Well,
right?
where is this column? This is the outside.
That's the outside, yeah. Why wouldn't they try to line this stuff up?
If that's all possible. Just like from,
Absolutely.
From here over.
Anything you want. Yeah, or we could
I
use...
guess it depends on the cost. It's just going to depend on cost.
So if we got to reinforce trusses, then I got to talk to Pete about that.
This entire wall is coming out next week. Speaking of out, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise...
You're darker than the pot!